tonight. Praise God for another Talk of Life talk show. You know, I am just meeting so many authors. So when I get ready to write my book, I'm going to have so much energy and so much information from all these authors. So tonight we're blessed to have with us Darrell Pace. Give it up for Darrell. We have Darrell Pace and his wife Carmen is with us tonight.
Yes.
And we're going to talk about mind your own business.
Amen.
And I know a lot of people are probably thinking, mind your own business? Hey, I'm going to ask my panel before I introduce them. When you all first heard this, mind your own business, Linda, what did you think? And be honest.
Get out of other people's business. Mind your own business.
Yes.
Okay, Kimberly.
Yes, mind your own business.
Mind your own business. Mind your own business. Stay out of somebody else's business. That's what I thought.
Yes,
But I was so surprised and blessed, Darrell, that this book is nothing about being nosy, being in other people's business, staying in your own lane. It's about helping people that are actually starting business, already have business, how to keep God in their business.
Yeah.
Now, that's what you want to do.
Right.
So before we get started, we're going to introduce our cast.
Yep.
I am the host, Elma. This my husband and Pastor Glenn, and my other co-host Linda. I call her Lindy, and then my other co-host Kimberly, and our special guest. This is Darrell and his wife Carmen again.
All right.
So we're going to open up with the discussion. Since we already know that this book is not about getting in other people's business, but how do you start your own business and everything? Right. So tonight we're going to get off into Darrell and Carmen business. We're going to get into their business tonight. So Carmen and Darrell is going to talk about this great book that he's the author of, and I'm going to read this little part. It says, this book is dedicated to my wife, and who would that be?
Carmen.
Carmen. From the beginning until now, no matter what my goals and dreams are, you have always supported me. Thank you, Carmen. That is so awesome that you supported him in writing this book, okay? Yes. Now, Darrell.
Yes.
I know that you wrote this book, and it had to been God had to lead you to this book, right? So tell us a little bit, how did you get started, and what made you write this book?
Okay, so first I want to, when I always talk to people about business, just throughout the years, I've been an entrepreneur since I was 23, and just from that point on, fresh out of college, I've been trying to do my own thing, starting my own businesses. And people wanted to always know, how did you do it? Or, you know, what are you doing? How can I get into some of that too?
Yes.
And that's okay. And I would go through the ABC 1, 2, 3, how to get into business, how to start your own business, what paperwork to file, you know, those ABCs.
Right.
But then when I turn the conversation to, hey, look, you know, I get serious with them and I let them know, this is going to take a tremendous amount of faith.
Right.
This is not, you know, these are friends and family members that may have had jobs and they were working, so they were used to that weekly paycheck, bi-weekly, monthly. And when you step out on your own, now you're relying on something that is not coming every week or every month.
Right.
So it would be very important for me to let them know this is going to take a tremendous amount of faith. You're going to have to trust in your own efforts to know what you're doing is going to work, and then learn how to give those things that you're working on, trust in God. Let him take what you already, you know, that creativeness that you have in your mind. You know, you got all these good ideas, well, then you have to learn how to first develop them yourself, but then you give it over to God, because he's the one that can take what you have created and then take it beyond where you never thought it can go. So I would have to tell people that. Now here's the thing. When I switch conversations with people, I lose them.
Wow.
When I talk about faith, it's like,
What you talking?
yeah, what you talking about? How do I do that? Or how does that apply to what, you know, how to file paperwork or get my name out there?
Oh, that's good.
So every time I would lose them, and I can tell I just lost them.
Okay.
So over the years that would happen, and I would still help people, and I've helped a lot of people, and that's fine. But just like over the last 2 to 3 years, I started to have those conversations again with people. And I would tell them again, it takes a tremendous amount of faith. You gonna do? You sure you sure this is what you ready to do this?
Right.
Yeah.
Then one day, not in my goals, because Carmen always, you know, as an entrepreneur, she's in education, so she always wants to know what's my 3 to 5 year old, you know, my goals. You know, we'll be at dinner and she'll just ask me, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
That's good.
So I would always have to have something in the works, and I would be able to explain to her, this is why I see myself. This is why I see what I'm working on. This is what I see what's happening. But I didn't have, a book was not there.
Oh, this was before the book.
Yeah, this is before the book on casual days.
Yeah, just talking about it.
I just talk. A book was never in my spirit to do.
Wow.
And I remember very vividly one morning just being up. I'm an early riser, and I was up, and I just began to have these thoughts about, you know, integrity and what it takes. I begin to have thoughts about what it really takes to run a business, or what it really takes to create one. And then I start coming up with these little, you know, you got to focus on God. Your focus got to be tremendous.
Right.
You know,
That's right.
You know, I started coming up with all that.
Yes.
I woke up the next morning. This is a true story. This is my first time sharing the story. I woke up the next morning and I told her, I was like, I think I'm gonna write a book. And she was like surprised, like, whoa, where did that come from? You know, like, what? A book? And I was like, yeah. I said, I got the title and everything. And she was like,
wait a minute. You woke up.
I'm telling you.
And you had the title and everything.
I had the title, I had subsections, and I began to rattle it off to her. And so then when I got by myself, of course, in my office, I began to, you know, I learned how to write a book. I don't know how to write a book.
But the thing, so where did this come from?
I believe that it was divine. It was
there you go.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I believe the Spirit led me to let people know. Look, it's okay for you to have a creative idea. It's okay for you to have good ideas, because a lot of people have good ideas, but I heard one person say that most good ideas are in the cemetery, because people don't know how to take a good idea and then use their faith and trust God to develop it and transform it into something.
That's right.
So I believe that this book, of course, is based on it's a lot of scripture based.
I love that.
And I believe that God led me to write this book just to show people that not only is the book practical, because there's some practical things in here.
Yeah.
And it's a very easy read.
It is.
But at the same time, we have that underlining tone that God got to be in it.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is.
And I think that's what really takes people, you know, takes them a bit by surprise when they open it up and they start focus on God. And I didn't want to go too deep. I'm a preacher's kid. Born in church, raised in church.
Those supposed to be the worst kids, the PK kids.
Well, we was. I'm born again now. I'm born again. I was.
Well, see, my husband was a PK kid too.
Well, okay.
So he was bad though.
So, but anyway, so you know, I was raised like that. So the word is there. The word has been planted there. So there's nothing I can't do outside of that.
Okay, now we're looking at but wait a minute, let's stop. Carmen, let me ask you this. When he woke up and told you this, what he said, you were shocked, okay? Tell us, how did you feel when he wakes up and tell you he has the name of the book and all this stuff?
No, I just took it.
Okay.
As he told me that, I just okayed it, because this is not the first far-fetched idea that he's thrown my way, you know? Like, okay, all right, it's nothing new. So when he said it, I said, oh, okay, that sounds great. But the second thought I had in my head was, I'm gonna have to be a big help.
Give me 5. I love that. So you knew then I got to help
knew.
my husband through this.
I already knew.
And this is what's so important about having a helpmate that encourage you, because you could have easily went and said, what the hell?
Yeah, you can't do this.
You know, that's what I'm saying. But you automatically, I mean, that's what the part when he said that. Right, you know, but he said that she just went right. And that is so awesome. And people need to hear that, because a lot of time, wives can be so negative.
Right.
When
Yes.
a person come in
Yes.
with something
That's right.
and you like you said, this wasn't your first rodeo with him.
No.
You know? So, but I like that. You didn't
Yeah.
go into no, what?
No.
Are you crazy?
No.
None of that.
No,
We had too
I
many
didn't.
meetings last
I didn't
night.
at
Awesome.
all.
None
I
of
didn't
that.
at all. When he said it, like I said, it was nothing surprising, but it was surprising, but that was the next thought. I'm going to have to help with this. And I think just to go back to your question that you were asking, how did this come about? Because so many different people ask him, and it's just out of the blue people ask him because they've seen what he's done
Yes.
since out of college. How are you not able to clock in and clock out like we do on an everyday basis? How have you
Yes.
been an entrepreneur for so many years, been so successful? And he talks the talk and he walks the walk, but like he said, they don't ever see the matching between the faith that you have to
Yes.
have
Yes.
with the book knowledge, with
Yes.
the experience. So to me, it's a tangible piece. Okay, let me
Yes.
put this in your hands. Since it's not making sense to you when I'm talking about it,
Right.
let me write
Write
it. So
it.
maybe when you're in your alone time, you're able to sit down
Focus.
and
That's right.
focus and sit and make it make
Yes.
sense to you.
Because I was like, Tommy, y'all remember Martin and Tommy? Always really working, but we never saw where Tommy went. I was like, so Tommy, where your office at? Tommy, you ain't got a job.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, Mark.
That's absolutely right.
Let me
That's
ask a
absolutely
question.
right.
Go ahead.
Let me ask a question. During this time period, did anything come in your mind like, okay, he's talking about writing a book. Were you working at the time?
On the
Yes.
job. Okay.
Oh, no.
you was working
no.
on the job?
No, I wasn't working on the job. No.
Okay.
Okay.
And so basically, she was the breadwinner, say somewhat. She was the breadwinner.
Well, I would say that she has been in education for 17, 18 years, something like that.
Right.
I would say that her bread is more consistent.
Yes.
Yeah, that's okay.
So
Let's
yeah,
do
yeah,
it.
you was
Yeah,
still
her
working
bread
with
was
Gotta
that.
love
Yeah,
it. Every
she's very
month,
yes.
structured. It's
right,
like-
right. Her bread was more consistent.
But you just said you got a loaf coming every month.
Every
Right.
other
No,
one.
I got about 12. I got 12 loaves. So.
There you go, 12
But anyway, go ahead. Ask your
bread
question.
coming
Ask your question.
every-
Ask
every
your question.
month.
My
12
question is,
loaves.
did you think for once, okay, in your mind,
Yeah.
okay, now he's gonna do all this.
This.
Yeah, uh-huh.
What about the bills?
Yeah.
What about the food?
Yeah.
What about the clothes for the kids? What about the insurance on the car? What about the house note? What about the insurance for the family?
Now, those are good. Go ahead. Yeah, you got to go flashback. Then she got to go flashback.
Yeah, you know, because that's something you
Now,
have.
that's real.
Now,
That's real,
faith,
though, especially
faith
in this
is
here.
the substance of
Come on.
things hoped
That's
for,
real right there.
Uh-huh.
and
Yeah.
evidence of things not seen.
I think
So-
early on, more so than now, I was concerned
Okay.
about that.
Okay.
But in the latter years, we're going on 20 years now, and that's all he's done is work for himself. At the
Oh, that's
beginning,
awesome.
yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Because I am the consistent one. I am the
Right.
one that goes in at 6:30 and come home at 5 o'clock because that's my job. That's what
Right.
I want to do.
Yes.
That's not what he
He
does.
okay,
Right.
I
He
like
can
that.
go and come and still
Yes.
make his money. It is not, to me, initially it didn't make sense. What do you, I mean, the money how he would make. But
Right.
that's his business mindset.
Right. Right.
But
Yeah.
now I don't worry about it because I see what he's done and what he's doing.
The fruits of the labor.
I see it all.
Yes.
Right.
I see it all, so I
Yes,
get
yes.
it now. But early
Yeah.
on, yes, I was.
Oh.
So we can ask.
Right.
we
So,
can, oh, go ahead.
you know, go
I
ahead.
want
Go
your
ahead.
thought.
Well, I tapped on the leg. I said, "Oh, you got to do a flashback now," because when we first got married, we were 23, and we were fresh out of college. I had
Yeah.
just got out for a year. She had just got out, like she was fresh off the stage.
Yeah.
We got married, so it wasn't a time period where I went out and did my resumes
Yeah,
and got what I
yeah,
need.
yeah.
And she's in education. She went right into hers.
Right.
So here I am grinding it out, trying to figure my way.
Right.
And here she is
Already
working,
working.
and going and making a salary.
Right. Right.
So at the beginning, her faith level wasn't where mine was.
No, not at all.
Okay.
My faith level, I have vision to see down the road, and we talk about
Okay.
that in the book.
Yeah.
We talk about you got to have vision.
Yes, you do.
Where you going? You know,
Yes.
you got to see the end before you
Yes.
get there, right?
Right.
Yes.
So I can see the end. I would tell her we had a house right here on Jessamine, right here on the south side.
Yeah, I know
that's where we
Jessamine.
started.
Okay.
So we got fond memories.
Oh, with this way.
Of this
Yes.
way and how we started out. But
Right.
I would always tell her though what I was gonna do. My kids ain't gonna grow up on the south side because it was rough back then.
Oh, yes, it was.
Right. And I knew I was going. I told her I'm gonna build her a new house. So so even though we couldn't see it and we was just together and love brought us together, I could see
What
where-
love got to do with it?
You're in part three. You're in part three.
I read the book.
So anyway,
Yes.
that's how that all came about. But then as we started to go along,
Right.
oh yeah, she would tell me. She was like, "Boy, God be with you."
Yeah.
Cause God gotta be with you.
Gotta be with you.
Question: when did that hit you? That God is actually doing this. You know, because see, some things we're doing it ourselves.
Yes,
And then
sir.
other times you can recognize, you know that the Lord
That's
is
the
doing
Lord
it.
in it.
You know, and even in different people's lives, you
Yeah.
know God.
Right,
is doing
You
it.
know
right.
it.
I think because in the entrepreneur's life, there's a lot of failures. We see success,
Yes.
but there's a lot of
Right.
failures.
Yes. Right.
So, with the failures that have come, and with the success that have come, after the failures, with the comeback, I guess I can call it that,
Yeah.
the comeback that God creates to build him back up, because we've had some severe, in my eyes, some severe failures to the point of break.
Right.
Yeah.
But the comeback, or the building back up, that God just continues to provide. He continues to say, hey, hang in there. I still got you. This is just a learning obstacle.
Yes.
Wow.
When
That's
I start seeing those repeatedly, even after the failures, and then there's another success, and another success, and a failure, this ain't nothing but God.
Yeah. And then another question, I didn't want to hold you on that, but you know, there are certain times, like I said, you recognize that God is actually doing it.
That's right.
Okay, there are times when you know it's either the self or the spirit is doing it. See, out of individuals, when you know that they're committed to the Lord.
Yes.
Yeah.
See, when some people are committed to the business,
That's right.
are they committed to their success or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at certain times, you know that this person is actually doing it for the Lord.
That's
Yeah.
right.
You know, even in our relationship, you know,
Right.
even when we went through our storms and everything.
Right, absolutely.
And I was just sitting there looking at her, you know.
Right.
I think this is the truth, and, you know.
Yeah.
Plus, she has gifts. She has gifts of the
Absolutely.
spirit and all that now.
Absolutely.
But before it was another gift. You know?
But no, see,
Was that a gift?
I ain't saying where it came from. You know, it wasn't. I'm not.
But see,
And so now I have to, it came a time when I said, this is really God talking. You understand what I'm saying?
I see what you said.
You know, this
So see,
is
we married right out of college
God,
too.
too.
Oh, yeah,
we
oh, yeah,
married
yeah,
right out.
yeah, you
I
know.
was 21 and he was 26, 26.
26.
But I had just graduated. But see, I had the gift for gab. I learned how far. But you know, every now and then a little lie will come out. You know, and everything. But then when I got saved,
Right.
and then I would give time to be like, is she telling me? Is this God that I But he finally realized.
But really, you know,
it
then I said,
Right.
this God is actually showing.
Yeah.
And he's using
Yes.
So that's where you were coming. You knew it was God.
I did.
That was working with him.
I did.
So that actually helped you not to go against him.
And a lot of things, like I could hear what you were saying.
Yeah,
Like, when
yeah.
did you know some of the things he was doing, I knew they wouldn't be money beneficial.
Good.
Some of the things that he was doing or seeking after, as far as business was concerned, I knew money wasn't gonna come from it. I said, "Oh, you just doing that to help somebody."
Yeah,
You know? This is
Hold that one a
put it on the
little
table.
That's the truth. Because
I've done
I'm
a
with you on
That's
that.
the truth. I did a lot just to help
Yeah.
people.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
did, and I knew it wasn't gonna be that.
And you,
big
yeah, you know.
But see, that's what he would do. See, he's in construction, okay?
Uh-huh.
And he would go out there and just work on people's houses. And I'm thinking, baby, we need money in our. Oh, well, baby, I was just trying to help. Help
Yeah.
ain't paying the bills.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
so you think about that, but then now God is blessing us, you know, and everything. So,
That's right. That's right.
but you know, in the first chapter, y'all, we're gonna go through these real quick, but it was some point. Now, you said as a little boy,
Yeah.
you was real hyper, and that's what they call now ADHD.
I didn't even know that. I didn't
Yeah,
know
he
that.
said as a little boy, right? He was real hyper and everything, you
Right,
know.
right.
And so he brought that out in the first chapter and everything. I think that's on
right.
focus.
Yes, right.
It's
on
called
God.
Let's Get Focused. That's what he's talking about. And he focusing on God and everything and how his grace and all this here. Y'all got to buy this book. This is an awesome book.
good.
And then he brought out, he says, where is it? There are 3 main things you can learn from this scripture, which is the scripture where it said, teach those, 1 Timothy 6 and 17 said, teach those who are rich in this world not to be proud and not to trust in their money, which is so unreliable. Their trust should be in God, who richly gives us all we need for our enjoyment. He said there are 3 main things you can learn from this scripture. First, your trust should always be in God.
Right.
The money you make is unreliable. God is the source of everything you enjoy. Don't lose focus on God by measuring the success of your business by how much money you make. Talk about that.
Yeah, you
That's
cannot.
good.
Yeah, because a lot of people go into business and they look at other people and
Yes.
they say, well, he's a millionaire, and
Yes.
if I see a millionaire, then that's what success looks like.
Right.
Come on,
Right.
son.
And just because they have made $1 million,
Right.
well, that's not what success looks like. Sometimes your business can be used as a platform just to be able to help somebody else that needs something.
Yes, yes.
So it's not so much of I need to be look like a millionaire or to make $1 million. It could be just that whatever I'm doing helps and benefits somebody else.
Yes.
So I think people get that perception as if they don't make a lot of money, they're not successful.
Right.
But that's not where success is. Success lies within yourself,
Yes.
within you,
Yes.
within the work. You know, the thread within the work that you do. and any time that you find yourself doing work for the right reason, for the right things, money gonna come anyway.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And one other thing is, you know, I've always been a tither. You know,
Say that again.
Yeah, we always been a giver. so yeah, I can't pay her to not tithe and not be a giver.
Right.
So
I learned
the
that.
trust in money is never there anyway,
Right.
because
Yes.
when you know how to be without, then
Yes.
you know how to be with.
Yes.
Right.
And you
yes.
remain consistent in everything, right?
Right.
So that was just part of that right there. Money is unreliable. One day it's here, one day it's gone. One thing I had remembered, I was real big in real estate. I was doing a lot of real estate when the market was booming before it collapsed.
Yeah.
That's one thing I learned. Your money is unreliable. If the wrong
That is
thing
so
happened,
true.
it'll run out.
Yes,
Right,
it will.
right.
And
And
you
then
can't put your trust in that.
And you can't put your trust in that. And it's not. And don't try to measure your success by how much money you got.
So right. Then he says there is a spiritual peace you experience
I like
when
that.
your mind
That's my quote.
is focused on God for your business. It is a sign that you trust Him. So in this here, you had a lot of trust.
Yes.
Trust.
A lot of trust.
A lot of trust
That is,
in it.
and I'm glad you read that because that's like my quote. I got that. That's my quote right there.
You see, I got it highlighted.
Yeah, that's my quote. That is my quote. There is a spiritual peace that you experience with your
Yes.
mind, and what it is it's when I was writing that, I thought about the times that things were not going good.
Yeah.
Or things were slow.
Yes.
Or,
Yes.
or
yes.
or I have all these things I'm working on, and I understand that when it's completed and when it comes together, it'll be beneficial. But right now, it's all over the place.
Yeah.
So you can find yourself getting frustrated,
Yes.
getting anxious, even getting upset, bad attitude, all of that. But when you understand that I'm trusting God to bring all this together to benefit me and my family,
Right.
and we gonna keep on trusting and believing Him for what we have, for what we need, then I'm at peace.
Okay, let me ask you this. Now, I'm finna be the devil advocate.
Go ahead.
Now, since you brought that up, did y'all ever have a little bit of arguments in there about this?
Absolutely.
Y'all did?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So y'all did have some little heated conversations about it.
Absolutely. Entrepreneurship is a road, you know, that everybody
it
just
is.
ain't fit to travel down.
Thank you.
road
Say
less
that.
traveled.
Say that. You're right.
It is the road less traveled,
Yes.
and we had plenty of conversations. This year we'll celebrate 19 years
Of what?
and of marriage.
19?
19.
We got you.
Yeah.
We'll be celebrating 37 years.
Oh well, you know, y'all that's better. You better give it up to the 37 club. The 30.
Yeah, 37 years this year.
Yeah, but yeah, we've had plenty of conversations where
Uh-huh.
she was like, she like all women. If I can just get the women to say
We're gonna
amen.
see about. We're gonna
Women,
see about.
women,
Wait.
with the women,
I hear what you got.
women like security.
Oh yeah, amen on that.
They want to know
Okay.
that we are secure.
Okay, yeah, I
The
can go with you on
children
that
are
one.
secure.
Yes,
When the
yes.
baby started coming.
Right,
Okay, I
especially
like
when the
that.
baby started coming.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know, we was Rolling Stones. We do whatever we want to. With no
But then,
kids.
bam, bam, bam.
When the babies get there, it's like, wait a
It's a
minute.
different ball game.
It's a different ball
You gotta
game.
throw the ball another way now.
Yes, yes. And she wanted to know and make sure that what you're doing or what I'm doing
Right.
is bringing us security.
That's good.
Right.
And
Yeah.
she would always, you know, call me on the carpet about what I'm doing. She wanted to know.
Okay.
And it was a tool that I really believe that God put her in my life because she would always be that meter.
Good.
The check, you know, let's
Checklist.
check the meter now.
Right.
What are you doing? And she still do it today.
Yep.
What are you doing? And how is that coming along? And how the business do? And how the business doing? And
Oh, Carmen, you sound like me, girl.
What's your goals? I mean, you know, she goes on and on. And I used to, I used to be like, man, I got it. You know, why you asking me all that? Don't
But
ask
you know,
me nothing.
we have to know.
You gotta
Yes.
know. So
Right.
I've learned to.
Well, see, with Glenn,
Yeah,
with us,
go on
see,
and go through the checklist.
if, you know, we go through that slow period because he's in construction, and we have to wait till the houses get to that point.
Yeah.
Right.
And then, see, like you said, mine is constantly.
Yeah.
So I base everything on my constantly. So when I have to do like that, baby, any houses coming up, baby, I'm just asking.
Why are you here at the house?
Yeah, exactly. You ain't go anywhere today?
The truck is there before me. I said, baby, what's going on now?
That's it right there.
Is it still hopping now? I need the house.
That's it right
no
there.
safety rails up this week. Okay,
it.
now, you know.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
it takes
yeah,
a lot
that's
of
right.
trust.
That's right, it
Another
does.
thing he mentioned, y'all, I just highlighted this book up. It's so good. He said, you can identify your lack of trust in God for your business by the following behaviors. Constantly worrying until your health is affected. You can't sleep. Spending less time with family, overwork, feeling overwhelmed when things don't go right. You feel like quitting on what God has given you to do. Now, if you all are in business and you all are doing some of this and stuff, you are not trusting God. And those were some of the things that he brought up. And he says here, when you notice these behaviors happening, there are certain principles and procedures you can apply that will reverse what you experience. And practice these. The first one, what? Pray.
Pray.
2, speak it out loud.
Speaking.
Yes.
And then what? Seek guidance.
Guidance.
Okay?
Yes.
So that's good. You got to pray about it, right?
Yes, yes.
And you speak it out. So when you say speaking it out loud, what are you talking about?
Find your scriptures. Find you something that speaks to your situation and what's happening
Yes.
in your life.
Yes.
And then make that your daily, we talk about it in the book, confirmations and
Yes.
affirmations. Make that your daily proclamation over your life and your situation.
Yes.
I do that all the time.
Yes.
All the time. I have to continue because what it does is it keeps me focused on God will provide.
That's it.
I just need to go out and do the work.
That's
Do
it.
you say it?
I say it.
That's what he said.
Yeah,
Speak it out loud. He said it.
Yeah, speak it out loud.
And then he says here too, y'all, he said there, I prioritize everything I need to accomplish
Oh, yeah,
into
three.
three categories. I
categories.
love that 3, Father, Son, Holy Ghost.
Yeah, you know
he
exactly.
said now, and this is what a lot of them don't do.
Yes.
He said, do it now.
Amen.
Do
Yeah.
it now.
Yeah.
Daily work and things to come. You got to do it now. You can't procrastinate with this, right?
No. One of my quotes is procrastination is one of the
Right.
the biggest characteristics of just an entrepreneur. One of the most dangerous
Yes,
characteristics.
Yes, that's what you believe.
Well,
yes.
procrastination is one of the most dangerous characteristics of an entrepreneur.
Yes.
Because entrepreneurs don't have time to procrastinate.
That's right.
When it comes, and if you out there in it, you got to go after it. Because
That's
a lot
true.
of times, that's your opportunity. I think we have small windows of opportunity. When we're looking for something, we take too long to
Yes.
put things into motion. And sometimes God can give you an idea, and it's cutting edge.
Yes.
It hadn't even been really thought of that
Come
like
on.
that. And you will sit on it for years, and then
Thank
somebody
you.
else will come out with you. Be
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I had that in my mind.
Oh,
I
yeah.
You didn't do it.
Right.
That's the reason why they say the graveyard is the richest place because
It is.
people procrastinated.
They procrastinated.
And my baby boy is like that. God will give him something. And he'll sit there and say, you know, the Lord told me to do this. Few years down the road, he'll say, I got that. But see, you got to, and I like this
Yeah.
what you
Go
said.
ahead, go ahead.
In Proverbs 13:4, and I just shared this with my son the other day, this came up. It said, lazy people want much but get little. But those who work hard will prosper. You cannot prosper being lazy. And this is where he said procrastination is one of the most dangerous characteristics of an entrepreneur because it creates a continuous situation where it becomes comfortable.
Yes.
We get comfortable
Yeah, comfortable and not doing.
doing right. That is
Comfortable
so,
and not doing.
yes.
That is-
And then when somebody else come up with our idea,
Yes.
you know, like even when my son came to me and said this, he said, Mom, I'm gonna step out on faith. I wanted to say, no, you have a job, stay on the job. But when he said he's stepping out on faith, I couldn't say anything because if I'm teaching them to go after what their dreams are.
Right.
Because see, he
Right.
started out, he wanted to be an engineer. I'm a mechanical engineer by degree.
Okay.
And he wanted to go in engineer because of math, the number.
Yeah.
And then it just wasn't for him.
Nah.
And I said, you have to go after your dream. So if I'm coming back telling him to go after the dream, then he come to me and tell me that. And I look back and I'm so
Yeah.
glad that I
Yes.
encouraged him
Yes.
to go after your dream because we never would have had the photo booth.
Yeah.
We wouldn't been able to produce it. And then God gave him the wisdom on that. Just like
Yes.
just like you said, you woke up with this. He
Yes.
came up with all of it, and I still cannot fathom how this photo booth works. I be trying to figure out how to do that, but it's not for me
People
to
like
figure it out.
it.
It's just like you
Exactly.
were saying, it's God gave it to him.
It's for you to do.
You know, and like my
Yeah.
husband make these beautiful stairs, and I be like,
wow,
how
okay.
can you do this? And when he did this stair with this $1 million stair, those air stairs
Okay,
that go up
okay,
like that.
yeah.
And when I walked in, I'm like, baby, did you actually do this?
Yes.
Yeah.
He said, yes. To him, it's nothing.
Yeah.
To
Yeah.
me,
And
I
that's
can't
how,
even
and that's
do.
exactly, and that's
Yes.
exactly
The
how,
craft.
exactly when you are
Yes.
operating in your gift
Yes.
and you
Yeah.
operate in your craft, it ain't you.
It's easy.
People are impressed,
Yes.
but to you, it's like, I guess something I do.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't
And
know.
all of us
I
have
don't know what I
gifts.
would be doing.
And
Yeah.
that's what I admire about that because we encourage them to get into their gift.
Yes.
We want them to use their gift. And this book is so good because you said the more you become disciplined in doing what God has instructed,
That's right.
the more opportunities God create for you
That's
to
absolutely-
what?
To
Pursue.
sue. Exactly.
Yes.
But I like what
Go
you
ahead.
said right
Go ahead.
here. Is what I always try to remind people.
Sure.
This right here, I think, is so crucial. To be able to say what God says about you. Say it out loud.
Yes.
Clarity, direction. He blesses the works of my hand. See,
Yes.
people don't know to say that.
Yes.
Right.
They don't know that they can say that whatever I do shall prosper.
That's right.
Yes.
Whatever I do shall prosper. God blesses the works of my hand. Whatever you find to do.
Yes.
That's
So I like that part where he says, speak it out loud. What do I speak out loud? Well, the word
I'm
of
black
God.
and I'm proud.
Yeah.
And they meant that.
They meant that.
And the windows of heaven are open for who?
Yes.
That's right.
For us.
For the tithers.
Yes.
For the
He
tithers.
said he'll open up the windows. He didn't say
Windows of
doors, he
heaven.
said windows.
And you're putting this in front of God.
Yes.
You're speaking it out of your spirit. So
Yes.
you're putting it out into the atmosphere. So you're being led by your spirit. I know this is what you're saying because I know
Yes.
you. And we have the same perspective of faith right
Yep,
here.
yep.
You have to be around people who have the same perspective of faith.
That's
and
right.
trust.
Trust.
Yes.
Yes, that's
Because if
the
you're with
Yes.
the pastor and he can't see that you are also walking by faith and not by
Thank
sight,
you. Yes.
That's right.
you won't ever step out. Because had I had this book, my little
Right.
vintage shop would have went off the ground. But the people that I was associated with,
Come on, say
they
it.
didn't
Yeah.
see
Yeah.
what I saw. But
Yeah.
because I thought they were leaders,
Yeah.
Carnal
they
minded.
didn't
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, I got vintage shop, man. I brought all my little rags. I had my
Girl,
little
you
clothes.
can't
Girl,
do
nobody
that.
wear vintage clothes. Them stuff
Yeah.
old, it's played out.
Oh,
And
wow.
I was wearing
Yeah.
my vintage clothes.
Tear down your
I had all this
spirit.
stuff I was going
Yeah.
around. And then somebody in Dallas got a vintage shop.
And it's gone.
Right.
And it's
But
moving.
when I was doing it
Yeah.
10 years ago,
Oh, you was
nobody
way-
wear polyester.
you was way ahead
Nobody
of
wear
the
them
curve.
clothes. Them clothes
See,
like
you could have been the one to start
Johnny
it.
telling me my big old flower was ugly.
And now they wearing those big old flowers.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Now they wearing
Yes.
those flowers.
See?
Everybody's doing. Why you wearing them polyester, them old clothes?
But did God tell you to start that?
Man, I had bought so much stuff. My husband was like, if you buy one more thing.
But I'm talking about,
Yes,
did God tell
that's
you
what
to
I
start
believed
this
in
at
my
that
heart.
time?
That's what I believed
And you
in my
didn't do
heart.
it,
And I
'cause you
didn't do
were
it 'cause
listening to other
everybody was
people.
other
Yes.
people who didn't
But
have
he
the
talks
same
about this in the book,
perspective
too.
and
I
faith.
partnered with people that I had to break
have
up
the
the
same
partnership.
vision.
Yeah.
I had to break it off
That's right.
because we on two different wavelengths. I'm going by faith, and I can understand that where I am and what I'm doing is producing things that I know will come.
Yes.
But you saying it ain't producing right now. So we on two different wavelengths. I'm at peace, and you anxious. I can't operate with
That's
you
right.
because you making me anxious.
Right.
And that's not how I
Yeah.
flow. I start a
Yeah.
business and I
Yeah.
know I'll wait for that thing to turn and I'll keep working it and I'll keep working it. And you look around 2 or 3 years later, that thing is turning because the faith and the trust was already there at the beginning. Now, go ahead.
I noticed where you say self-discipline entrepreneurs and master of their own patience.
Yes.
My son, he has a lawnmower service.
Good.
And what he does is he say, I be leery about it, you know. I'm like, you need another job besides the lawnmower service.
Yeah.
What's
You
you
know,
call it?
Security.
And it's, yeah, it's security. And
Security.
it's he call it whatchamacallit because he does so well on it
That you forget
that you
his
forget
name.
his name.
Okay.
I like
But
that.
what he says is that now my son has that crazy faith.
Okay.
Like
He
co-pastor.
Okay.
He has that crazy faith. And he said, Mama, when I go and mow the yard, he said, God tell me how to mow the yard.
Wow.
What designs to put in there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, really, Derek? You know, I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
okay. You know, because in my
Yeah,
mind, I'm
right.
like,
You be
yeah,
like,
right.
This is crazy.
Yeah, this is crazy.
Yeah.
But he said, no, God tells me how to do this. And he said, that's how I step out on God's faith. And he also has to write the vision down and make it plain.
that's
Oh,
good.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, he does that.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
hopefully, I mean, prayerfully, that this will his business will take off.
Yes.
But he mainly he does it just for the enjoyment.
Yeah.
You know, he said God just be talking to him while he
money from that.
mowing his yard
Yeah.
and everything. You know,
a lot of people say, "What do I need to do to start a business?" And I always say, "What are you good at? You good? You good at cake? You good at baking? You good at baking
That's
cakes?
right. That's
Well
a
then,
business.
well then, you find a way to monetize it. Start baking cakes for people, and tell them, "Give me $10 for that cake."
right?
And then after it get in their taste buds, and
They
then
gonna come back.
They gonna come back.
Right.
And
That's
so
true.
so the biggest market is just to get it out there. Give somebody a cake. Tell them how you taste it. You know, let me know how it tastes and if I need to change
That's
anything.
true.
And then what you start figuring out is so and so is gonna tell so and so, and then whatchamacallit gonna
Networking.
tell whatchamacallit.
That's right.
And then here you go. You got people calling you and they be like, I heard you make some
There you
good
go.
cakes.
Say it.
Right. Right.
It just begins to build up just from stuff that you're already good at.
Right.
And that's
Right.
where you should start. So if he's good at cutting grass and mowing
That's
yards and stuff like that, what I do with people that really not business orientated, then I would help them get their business structure right.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Because you can just get out there and cut grass and cut grass and cut grass and cut grass and
That's
cut
right.
grass,
Too.
but it never grows into
Right.
nothing.
Right.
That's right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So when
That's
people
how you
come to
get
me,
that.
a lot of people come to me like that and they say, well, I'm doing it, but I was like, okay, let's get some structure to that.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And
there
that's,
you
you
go.
know, so you can streamline everything and then you can start seeing real profit from it because sometimes you can't talk people out of doing what they passionate about doing.
Right.
And
They
they,
just need
they
some
so
guidance.
good. You
And
know,
they really good.
Confucius says that. He
Yeah.
said anything that you do, it's not
right.
work.
That's right.
And if he loves that, it will, you know, it will happen like that.
Absolutely,
You know?
absolutely.
And it says, you said, what you believe and how you apply it plays an important role in your life and business. And he even give a chart inside the book on page 33.
Yeah.
He gives a chart inside the book, self-fulfilling prophecy,
Yes.
influence, your results. It goes around your belief.
Yes.
Right.
So you can bring it into existence. You know, and another thing you brought out in the book too, that's like you were just saying about how you go and you do this. You know, even with my son, when he started, the first thing I go to praying. And I asked Lord, I said, Lord,
Absolutely.
what do you want to do? And the first thing came to mind, I said, take him to your job.
Okay.
Just do a freebie.
Yeah.
Oh,
When he
yeah,
walked in
right.
there and he set it up and they didn't know what he was doing, he came in and he set it up and I'm just proud. I'm the proud mama, you know.
Right.
And I told him, I said, just give him, he just want to come up here and do it.
Yeah.
Soon as they saw it and they took pictures, they can we get him right now?
Yes.
Instantly, just like that.
Instantly.
You know, and I was like, man, that's awesome, you know.
Yes.
But he started out doing it with other little things, and he got his first thing, and then I said, well, come on up to the job. And it started growing. So sometimes you even mentioned in the book that you have to give things
Yes.
away first in
Yes.
order to get it back.
Right.
So
Yes.
sometimes we have to do
Sowing
things
seed.
free.
And
Right.
you do.
You have to do it free.
You
So
have-
talk about that a little when
well,
you say it in the
you
book
know,
about that.
You know, you got to do it for free sometimes. It's not about, sometimes the seed that you plant in somebody else
Yes.
will come back to you so many times over.
Yes.
Because if I can just get a good word in your mouth,
Yes.
then I know you're gonna have to give that word to somebody else.
Right.
And
That's
one thing
right.
they taught us in business school was that word of mouth is the best advertising.
That's
It
it.
sure is.
So if I do something for free, it's just like me passing out a flyer.
Right.
That's right.
I'm gonna do it for free, and I know you're gonna tell somebody else. I
Yeah.
do it all the time in taxes and stuff like that. I won't charge because I know you're gonna go get your family. I know you're gonna go tell somebody else.
That
to
you
go,
did.
Yeah, come on over here, and it happens all the time.
That's right.
I remember when we first got opened our tax office over here in Fort Worth, our first one. We didn't have hardly any Hispanic customers.
Okay.
And everybody know if you get Hispanic customers,
Oh,
then
yeah.
you know you doubling up.
Right. 'Cause they gonna tell this
We
one
didn't hardly
this-
have any, but I began to do them, and some of them I did. They just needed the help, you know,
Yeah,
because they
yeah.
really, you know, they working and they, you know, first time getting a W-2, they really don't know.
they excited about that.
Right.
And I began to help them, and I had one person bring me his whole family, mama, daddy,
That's right.
two brother-in-laws, both wives, and it was,
said both wives.
and the thing about it was, no, this is funny, because and the thing about it, this is how they roll. When it's time, hold on, this is how they do their referrals. And I'm not
Yes,
joking.
You're right.
This is how they do their referrals. If I did it for one, he's gonna first tell everybody, and then he'll call me. I ain't gonna say no name, but he'll call me. He'll say, "Hey, you know, blah blah blah. They want to do their taxes, and we all coming at one time."
That's right.
And I would have 10 to 12 in there at one time, and they all got the kids running
wait.
around, and
They
they
wait.
sit and they
They'll
wait,
wait. They'll
one
wait.
by one. And I would sit there, and I would tell her sometimes, like, I got a slew of people in here right now.
See the kids in the
You hear
background.
the kids running
And
around.
they don't care.
They don't care. You took care of one.
And that's, 'cause
Now you got to take care of all of us.
Right.
And over the years, it just kept building,
building and
and it
building.
just,
That's right.
I can't stop
that
it.
integrity.
can't stop it.
Very
I can't stop
seldom.
it.
that
But he
you
talks
find
about that too.
Business owners
Just
That's right.
do
have
right.
integrity.
Right.
Got
You
to.
do business with people they don't have integrity because they just want the dollar.
Right.
Right.
And I know you gotta
That's
feed your
right.
family. I
That's
understand.
right. But you don't have to
But
cheat
you
them
kind of
like
walking
that,
over
though.
That's
me
right.
You
and
don't have to do
abusing
that.
me in the process and not
Right.
making my me as a customer feel valued.
Yeah.
Right.
But you know you have someone with integrity. You know that he's not gonna do your taxes wrong. I mean, take your money and run off.
That's exactly
Right,
right. That's
right.
exactly
I
right.
know
That's
that
right.
if I don't understand the paperwork, I know you're not gonna slide something under there
Right.
and get me
Put
in
something in
trouble, and I'm in jail 10 years later.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
right.
Because of something you did.
That's
It's very
right.
few people
And that's and
find
they
that
already
have
scared.
integrity.
That's right.
Right.
They're scared.
Right.
Very scared.
I'm glad you said that.
They are.
Because what we had to do was we didn't speak Spanish.
That I was gonna ask you that.
So you know what the first thing I did?
You hired us.
I hired me a Spanish speaking person
There you
to
go.
sit at the front. Now
interpret.
when they come in, they see somebody and they start speaking to her.
There you go.
And then she says, "Oh, he wants to do his taxes." Okay, and then she translates the whole time, and he be like, good. I'll be like, see, yes, bueno. He be like, yes,
So now
we
you
good.
learning Spanish.
Yeah, I'm learning
See,
now.
that's it. That's the
So
thing,
yeah,
see?
so now I have a Spanish speaking person at the door.
Right.
So now when they
that's good.
see her, when they come in, they come straight in speaking. I don't be still. I be still back just listening, just letting them talk.
Right.
And then when it's time for her to tell me, she tell me what it is.
Right.
But that goes into this part here, the
that's
power
good.
of influence.
Yes.
He says, I'm on 58. He says,
she's
iron sharpens iron.
That's good.
And one man sharpens another. That's what you're
Yes.
doing tonight.
Yes.
You're doing this. You said, I have learned over the last 18 years of my entrepreneur journey that people on the outside looking in will always have something negative to say.
That's
Yes.
right.
Let's talk on that, the negative things that.
Yeah. The negative thing. Like having anytime that you have any kind of successes or anything really, then you always gonna have somebody jealous, or you
Yes.
always gonna have
Yes.
somebody say, something negative, or have something to say on the slide, or they'll tell somebody else, but they don't know that that person is gonna come back and tell you
who say it.
because you didn't do nothing to them.
Yeah.
That's right.
And they was like, so and so, said, you know what? And I found out that, it's not something to be upset about.
That's right.
It's just, it just when I thought about writing the influence, this chapter on influence, it just lets me know that people are watching.
Yes. Give them something to look at.
Yeah, they watching you.
Yes.
So anytime somebody has something negative to say about your business or what you're doing, it just means they paying attention, because they wouldn't
That's
even
right.
know what you were doing
If they was.
if they wasn't. So I use that. So if somebody say something negative, I'm like, they watching me. They watching me.
Mama used to say, give them something to talk about.
Give them something to talk about.
One of the most influential impact you can make, no matter what business you are in, is to help mold people into
Yeah.
the person they were destined to be.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
Well, I think the first of all, you gotta shoot people straight.
60.
Yeah, you gotta shoot people straight. You gotta tell people the truth. I think when you build people up by just giving them the truth and being honest with
Okay.
them, I think if they take it the right way, then it would influence them to be better.
Okay.
It'll build them up in a way that, they probably don't see, or they probably hadn't seen before. So I think that if you can build somebody else up and be a positive influence in their life, I think anytime that you sow good seeds, it just always comes back.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not always monetary, it's not always in gifts or nothing like that. But if I can just talk to somebody that need my help, I've done paperwork for people that was just for free.
Yes.
I've formed LLCs for people that, because it was just such, I believe in so much of what they were doing, that I was just like, you ain't gotta pay me nothing to do that. I do that
What
for
was
free.
you saying, Carmen?
I
But
do that
it
for free.
even if it wasn't, it was because he saw the want in that
Okay.
person.
Good.
Just because he saw the want, whether they flopped or were successful,
Yeah.
he saw the want and he went to help.
To help.
Right.
As I've gone on some of those conversation dinners, and I'm sitting there, I don't know what he's saying.
But you smile. And you just smile. You don't understand
I'm
the
just
language, but you
there,
know.
like,
But
yeah.
it goes
Yeah,
into
word
this next chapter on 64, the power of sacrifice. You said the thought of sacrifice scares people. Sacrifice is simply the act of giving up something of value to how you say that word?
Strategically.
Yeah, advance towards something else regarded as more important. Talk about some of those sacrifices. I know both of y'all have sacrificed a lot.
Yes, we have. I think in the beginning of our marriage, me trying to get things off the ground, we sacrificed a lot of, time that we probably could have. If I was working a regular job, I probably could have took more vacations. We probably
Yeah,
could have
yeah.
went more places.
Okay.
So when things got better, then I made sure we went.
Okay,
I made
good.
sure we did things that we probably could have did, way back. I think we weren't able to go anywhere when we first got married, but we always wanted to go to Florida. So the first place we went to Orlando. We went down there and had a good time. So I think even though things were delayed and we sacrificed at the beginning, I think where we are today and the things that we can do now is just, it was worth it. It was worth just laying the groundwork, being faithful, always putting God first, always, I always had the decision that we was gonna raise our kids like that, and keep God in it, and always church and tithing and giving, and when we didn't have it, we still gave it.
Right.
So
wait a minute. Even though y'all didn't have the money, y'all still gave your time.
We still gave.
Yes,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
She ain't never missed a giving moment. And sometimes I would.
But that was something y'all had bills to pay. You still paid your time.
Oh, God made a
Yes.
way. God
What
made a way.
you say?
I never forget one instance. She said, "What
That's
you
not
say?"
No, it needs to
But
be
it
said.
needs to be
It needs
said.
to be
That's not
said.
a business. We paying that time.
Well, not
Because it takes
time.
time to get there where you
Yeah.
trust him like that.
That's
It does.
good.
Yeah.
It does. It does. No. You can't. No, we check each other.
That's good.
We want to make sure you're doing your part and I'm
Right.
doing mine. And when it's time to give, we can be in a giving service. I'm just going to say this.
Yeah.
We can be in a giving service, and I have something I'm going to give, but then she'll double it.
Okay.
And
That's good.
I'm nervous. but anytime,
But that's trust
but we never contradict
Yeah,
what this,
okay.
how the Spirit or how God speaks to you. Like she didn't
Right.
contradict me when I said, "Hey,
Right.
I'm gonna write a book." I it's on my heart to write a book.
Right.
Never, no, don't do that.
Right, right.
Because I told us about entrepreneur mindset and faith, and she
Right.
knows that's going to be some scripture in there. It's going to be something that's going
Right.
to help somebody.
Right.
No, we don't combat each other on that. So if God, if God speak to her on something, I'm with it.
Okay,
What I
let's go.
say-
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, go what you say?
No, go ahead.
Go ahead.
What I see is that the two families here, everything you do is not just for the ones in your house.
No.
That's what I'm hearing through both of you guys.
Right.
That's
Everything
correct.
you do
That's
is
correct.
for the entire body of Christ and all
Right.
Yes.
that we're
Right,
doing.
yes.
right.
And that's what most people miss.
Right.
Yeah.
The sacrifice.
Everything that y'all are
Sacrifice
doing is for the entire body of Christ.
That's right.
Yes.
And your children's children.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm hearing through both
Right,
of them.
right.
The sacrifice, the small things that you're doing without. And the things that you're doing, tithing in spite of, is for the house of God, to bring more people in
Yes.
to hear the word
And to
that
build
you're
His
hearing
word,
to
yeah.
change their lives. And that's a beautiful thing. God's
is.
gonna bless that.
He
But
will
you know,
bless
if
us.
you
Yes,
look
you
with
are
me
right.
on
Yes,
page
let's go through
67, this book is so good. It says God has placed all the potentials inside of you. Y'all hear that?
Yeah.
God has placed all the potentials
potential.
inside of you to be what? Great.
That's right.
But you must first bury your, y'all say it with me, pride,
Pride,
selfishness, or any hidden agendas. This will enable your business to grow to new heights that you haven't dreamed or imagined possible. But now, down at the bottom, you said you have to learn to say no. Talk about that.
No, it says value your time.
Yes.
You cannot say yes to every
Everything.
situation,
Say that,
everything.
girl, say
I
it.
thought that was a movie.
You got to learn to
Can't
say
afford it.
what?
No.
Talk on
I
that
talked
part.
about, I said you cannot afford to give everybody your time.
Thank
it's like,
you.
When are you gonna have time to work on your own craft?
Oh, say it.
If I help you build your house, then I'm gonna live outside.
That's right.
So I have to work on mine and then help you too. I'm not
That's
saying
right.
abandon anybody, but
Right.
I'm
Right.
just saying you have to prioritize
Thank you.
when I can work on my craft and when
Right.
this is my time.
Yes.
Right.
I don't let anybody intrude on my time.
Right.
So me being the entrepreneur and things like that, sometimes I have to, let my wife know, hey, I'm not doing that.
Right.
Okay.
That's
okay.
that's an intrusion. Because we have 4 kids, so you can imagine the time is just
they're awesome.
Very valuable.
it's just it's
Yeah.
like we got to spend our time right.
Right.
Yes.
So I was like, I'm not doing that. You can handle it however you're gonna handle it because it's an intrusion on what I have going on. I'm trying to accomplish something.
Right.
So you have to learn to say no, not to abandon anybody because I don't want anybody to get the
Right,
impression
right.
that I'm just gonna tell you no because I ain't got time for that. But it's more of I'm saying no because I have to spend my time over here that's more valuable to me right now.
Right.
And if you're still there, I get to you when I finish.
And you said
That's
on here, you
good.
said,
That's good.
trying to satisfy. Y'all listen to this here. He said, trying to satisfy everybody will leave you
Yeah.
feeling empty and unaccomplished.
Amen.
And that is so true.
That is
so
absolutely right.
true.
You can't finish what you can't
That's
finish.
right.
And it's nothing more irritating. It's nothing more discouraging
Yes.
when you know God has put something in you to do or
Uh.
work for you to do. And you haven't finished it. You haven't
And
put
then-
the time into
Oh,
it
yes.
to get that thing right.
Yeah.
That is like, boy, that will weigh on you real heavy.
Yes.
And you just have to learn to say no to other people to
You
get
know,
it done.
Go ahead.
One thing of the faith y'all have, but the most important thing y'all have is love. But the most important is y'all have communication with each other.
Yes.
Yes.
And that's a good thing, because if you don't communicate with her, she don't know what's going on with you.
Right.
That's right.
But y'all communication is so equal.
Yes.
And that's the best. That's the number one thing.
And that's a learned behavior.
Yes.
Yes.
Communication wasn't we had to learn how to communicate. Communication is a learned behavior.
Because it's not always verbal.
Right.
It's not always verbal. The
Right.
communication comes in so many different ways. I gotta know when he comes in and looks like this,
His
or when he
body
does
language.
this.
Right,
But
right.
when this happens, I have to look at the overall communication.
Right.
But sometimes it comes out even when he is saying something that's not really what he meant to say.
Right.
You know, so it's a. And that took years. I'm still learning today. I'm
Right.
not done learning.
Right.
You know, because we change as we get older.
Right.
So the communication is a big factor.
Yes, it
Right.
is.
Knowing what I'm doing, knowing what he's doing, and understanding the
right.
genuine purpose. Why are you doing that, or why are you saying that, or why are you moving
Right.
that way?
That's
You know,
right.
it takes time.
Right.
That's
And
right.
that goes into this, y'all.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Keep on going.
Y'all like this part. Okay. Now, tell us about the who. You said reduce your clicks. The birds of a feather flocks together.
together.
Talk on that one. Reduce your
I
clicks.
talk about the kind of friends that you have
Yes.
around you. I said they can either help you or
Come
they
on.
can hurt you.
Yes.
So I think we friends. Number one, everybody's not your friend. So you have to establish who real friends are.
Yes.
Because I think real friends encourage and push you no matter what you in or no matter what you're going through.
Right.
Other friends are just kind of are there just to see what happens.
Right.
They
See if you fail.
They
You
just want to
gonna
see what
fail.
happens. You
Yeah,
know, they
yeah.
just want to see what happens. If he make it, great. If he don't, you know what I'm saying? Oh, well, you should have tried something else. But a real friend would be like, no, this is what you need to do. They'll push you. So I said a friend can be a driving force to your success.
Yes.
However, some could be a load of negative baggage that you no longer need to carry.
I like that.
And that's not saying that you have to excommunicate yourself with a person.
Right.
You have to do that.
No, you don't.
Right.
No, you don't.
It's just that when it comes to my inner circle,
Yes.
or people that I let into my dream,
on.
or let people into what I have going on,
Yes.
or you know what my plans are,
Yes.
those people are limited.
Right.
Yes.
Everybody don't know
Yes.
what I have going on to the
Right.
point to where I see myself in 5 years.
Right.
Only my close friends see that.
Yes.
Because throughout those 5 years, those are the ones that's gonna push me and help me get there.
Right.
Those are the ones that's gonna, if I post something about what I have going on, they're gonna share it.
Yeah.
Right.
They're gonna tell everybody. They're gonna be the first ones to order the book.
There you
Right.
go.
See, my closest friends were the first people to order the book.
Right.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that jump
Yeah,
right on
yeah.
there. Oh, it's here. I gotta get it. I gotta
Right.
get
And
it.
they
Because
gonna
we
tell
in a
And yeah,
That's
they gonna
right.
tell.
Yeah.
we in
my
a true
closest
group
friends.
together, and
What'd you say?
we in a true group together in church, and I had to find out about the book on Facebook.
Oh, no.
That was funny. You know what I tell people? I tell people it took me a year to write the book. So I didn't share it with people and say, hey, I'm writing the book. Hey, I'm writing the book. You want to hear that for a year and a half?
He waited till he got the book finished.
I mean,
Yes,
we were
yes.
eating cakes and salads and
Yeah,
everything.
we did. We dined
Like,
together.
why am I
He still didn't mention the
Why am
book.
I
I didn't
finding out about
mention
it
it.
so?
But you know what? Sometimes, I'm not talking about Kim,
Right.
but sometimes you really do have to be careful
Yes,
who
You
you
do.
share your dreams
That's the
with.
point. That's
I
what-
learned that
come
long
on.
time ago.
That's the
You
point.
cannot tell everybody what God has given you because either, like you said in your book about negative, they're going to
Yes.
either try to be negative
Yeah.
or they're going to try to take your dream
Yeah.
and try to develop it.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
not going to work because it's your dream and not there. But you have to really be careful.
too.
Like you said in here, everybody, all the birds that flock together ain't flocking with you.
That's right. Thank
You know what I'm saying?
Thank
Then
you.
the next thing you said, win.
Yes.
Balance it out. Take a break. Talk about that.
Take a break. Sometimes we can go,
Yeah.
and you think that just because I'm going,
Yes.
I'm doing. But really, you're just burning yourself out.
Uh-huh.
You just, you got all this unnecessary busyness. And what I've determined, the reason why I put that in there is because I really focused on win. I was really stumped on win, and like how can I put this in the book where people understand what I mean when I say win to sacrifice? And what I thought about was when I put take a break. Sometimes when you step back and take a break from the grind and the running and the hustle and the bustle, I get revelations of where I want my business to go. I can step back from everything and I can see things clearer to where I can minimize my busyness and I can go focus in one direction. Right. Sometimes we think that the goal is to just go, and everybody want to be on their grind. Yeah. I'm grinding. So I say, this is when you sacrifice. Take a break. Slow down. Take a break. Go spend some time with your family. Get focused. My family is my motivation.
Yes,
when I sit down and eat dinner with my girls and my son.
Well, okay, how many children y'all say y'all have?
We have 4. We got 3 girls and 1 boy.
All right.
Right, 3 girls and 1 boy.
Women rule the house.
Yeah, women rule the house.
They all work for dad, and they all got to mind your own business.
They all, yes. When they all work the table.
That is awesome.
So when I sit down with my family and we have dinner and we laugh and we go out, that
have the cell phone at the table?
No.
Oh, good.
No, we don't do. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They barely got cell phones.
He said they barely got
Tell us their names and their age.
Okay, so I have my oldest daughter is 16. I have a 16-year-old daughter. I have a 14 named Genesis. I have a 14-year-old daughter named Naomi. Okay. And I have my son was the 3rd one in the middle, and he's Darrell the 2nd. Okay. And he's 12. And then I have my 7-year-old Bella.
Hey, y'all.
Hi, baby. Okay, the time is running, but I want to get through this here.
Go ahead.
I'm skipping through because I think a lot of we've already, some of it. The only thing, I'm on 122. It said the only thing you have full control over is your faith to believe that if you remain confident, stay focused, work hard, and be consistent, it will all work out.
Yeah, that's the sum.
That's the sum.
Yeah.
And then you have on page 130, you said there are 5 elements from this scripture. And the scripture goes back, but the scripture was, which one was it?
This is good.
Habakkuk, 2 through 3. And it said, and the Lord answered me, write the vision, make it clear on tablets, so that anyone can read it quickly. The vision will still happen at the appointed time. It hurries towards its goal. It won't lie. If it's delayed, wait for it. It will certainly happen. It won't be late. And I want you to read those 5
so
on 130, what you expound on that.
So there are 5 elements from this scripture you should acknowledge before writing your vision statement. Everyone should have a vision statement for your business, for yourself, for your family, for something that you are guiding in a certain direction. Okay. Number 1 says, write your vision clear and concise. Okay. Number 2 says your vision must be visual for people to read. Number 3 says there is a time and a season for everything. Number 4 says be patient. And number 5 says expect what you write down to happen.
Oh, I love that.
And that's the most important one to me. Is that if I write something down, then I have to have the expectation that exactly what I'm writing down is going to happen.
Yes.
May not see it now.
Yes.
But I'm expecting it to happen because when I write it down, I put it up to where I can see it. And other people can see it. So they are expecting the same thing to happen. So when it does happen, then it becomes a manifestation of what I've already written and what I've already said.
Right.
One last thing. I think this is important. This
Go ahead.
is 106.
Oh, she's going.
Okay,
She's
106.
slow reading.
106.
Slow reading, y'all. Bear with it.
Go bear with 106.
However, this is like so crucial to me. However,
I highlighted it too.
Faith isn't based on emotions. I like this. Faith isn't based on emotions. It's part about fear and faith. Can you help us there, Darrell? Because
fear and faith. How much time you say we had? We need extension. So, book. I was talking about fear and faith. Everybody knows fear and faith. I said in the book is like oil and water that just don't mix.
Right.
So you can't have fear and you have faith at the same time.
True.
So one has to decrease and one has to increase. So when you have faith for your business, then that means I'm going forward and I don't always have to see everything up front. front.
Right, right.
Fear, on the other hand, comes in when you don't see, because anytime you take a blindfold and you put it over your eyes, the first thing that comes in fear, I'm gonna bump into something. But one thing that faith does, even though you can't see something going forward, you have to have the trust in God to know that this thing is going to happen.
Yes.
So and we talked about, I quoted right here. Failure is just a matter of perspective, and fear is just an emotion. The emotion of fear would tell your mind that it's not possible or you can't do it. However, faith isn't based on emotion. The source of our faith is Jesus Christ, and he shapes the faith that each of us has on a personal basis. It says, having this mindset increases your faith as you respond to each business opportunity that is given. Meaning that if the business opportunity is there, I respond with faith.
Yes, and go for it.
If the business opportunity is there, I respond with faith. Your son had a business opportunity, he responded with faith. Now he's seeing the results of the response.
Right.
So now my response is, I responded in faith. Now my faith is producing exactly what I wanted to.
And then it keeps going.
Oh, it keeps going.
Yeah.
Faith to faith. The
keeps
Bible
going.
teaches us that. We go from faith to
If
faith.
he did it for this, he'll do it for this.
Yeah,
Did you have something to say, Carmen?
No, I was just saying it just keeps going, because when you see that faith work, okay, then I believe the next one is going to work. Okay, then I believe the next one. Why? Because I already seen it work. I've seen it happen. It keeps happening. So that just gives me motivation to continue, to keep going, keep going, and I trust.
All of that.
Absolutely.
And on 132, this is towards the end of the book, it says, nevertheless, I knew I wanted to be a successful businessman. So I began to imagine the successes that would occur from me being my own boss. How does it feel to be your own boss?
Oh, it feels wonderful. It feels good, and people want to know. I tell people all the time, there's a level of stress that you're always going to have.
Yes.
And it is not bad stress, to make you want to quit. It's not that kind of stress, but it's the stress to know that you have people depending on you. So it's not that I'm getting a check and that's just coming. All I gotta do is get up and show up and perform. No, I really have to have a mindset to perform. I have to have a mindset to where I actually take time out to contemplate what the next move is, because I have people depending on me. So being my own boss, I tell you, one of the greatest things being my own boss is, and people may think it's, freedom and time and all that stuff.
Right.
It's really not. No. Because really when you work for yourself, you spend a lot of time working. That's right. But one of the really, really most appreciative things that I really, and my wife will attest to this, is that I get to take my kids to every doctor's appointment.
You need to be on Father Knows Best.
Let me say, if the school call, I can be there in 10 minutes.
Yes.
If they get sick, I can show up. Like on Johnny on the spot.
Right. Yeah.
So I think that is being able to care for my family without the constraints of somebody else telling me, this is not good time for you to leave, or not having the compassion for children as my kids. Right. Then I tell people all the time, I probably get fired from a business because my mindset is not in that box.
Yes. Right.
So I think every time they call me, my daughter called me today and was like, I got 3 girls, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. But they would call me and say they need an Advil. Or they need a. You called me on that. Okay.
We know that.
I need a Motrin Daddy. Could you please bring me one?
Right.
That's what being an entrepreneur is to me.
That's a good daddy.
I can close the computer up and run right to the school, drop a couple of aspirin off, and make sure you're okay. Get you some water, some juice, and go back to work.
That's right. Now, the other thing he said, this is at the end of the book where it talks about the mindset. And you said on page 133, this is the mindset that take your business to the next level. As you think about expecting the most of your business, also understand that it is God's plan that whatever you set your mind to will lead to a life of peace and prosperity. Everything that is according to the plan of God for you is sealed with his promises, along with the pathway to receive all he has for you.
Amen. To
This
that.
is an awesome book, you all.
Amen.
Y'all need to go get it.
is
Mind
good.
your
I like it.
own
Okay.
business.
It's
Now,
mind your own business.
we're going to wrap it up with, what would you tell a person tonight? They're getting ready to start their business. What is the best advice that you could share with them right now?
The best advice I can tell someone that's getting ready to start their own business is to, number one, start with what you're good at. You don't have to learn a new craft or try to, get on that learning curve of something brand new.
That's good.
I believe that every gift that is, or every potential, or where everything that's in you is already there, and a lot of us know what it is.
Yes.
But then we have to not only just know what it is, but know what we're good at. You got to find a way to monetize it, and then have faith to know that God will bring it to fruition.
Wow.
So I believe that if you want to start your own business and you don't know what you want to do or what you want to go into, then find something that you're passionate about. If you're passionate about people, find a way to serve people, and then find a way how that'll be a blessing to your life.
Yes,
Because
that's
serving
awesome.
people, you have millionaires that live a life of serving people.
Yeah.
And you know where their money
Yes.
comes from? It comes from other people seeing the love they have for people.
Yes.
And then and the Bible says they give, they just give it to you.
Yes.
So
Yes.
it doesn't matter what it is. It don't have to be a product. It don't have to be anything like that. You just have to be passionate about what you want to do and what's inside of you. Because I say this all the time. I say, don't nobody know you better than you.
That's right.
Nobody. Some people might think it's off the wall, it's awkward, it's funny.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna work.
Right.
But if it's
Yeah.
passionate to you, then you need to find a way that you
Can
can make it work,
Make it work.
and then trust God to bring it to pass.
Right.
All right, that is awesome. And we have to learn to encourage one another, you know.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And I get the question all the time, you're a mechanical engineer, why are you not making all this money? But that's not my passion. My passion is talking. And my husband said, well, y'all get you a job talking. You talk so much. And he spoke it into existence, so that's all I do is talk
But I
now.
didn't
Yeah.
call you to
That's-
break it.
I didn't know. God called me to do that. But anyway, thank you all so much. Did y'all enjoy this tonight?
Amen,
I
amen.
just love this.
That was good. That
Just to be able to hear the life of this and minding your own business. It's not talking about being nosy.
No.
It's developing.
Good.
It is.
This is a good this
Very
is
good,
a
very
good
good.
eye-
Very good.
Encouraging.
Now you
Yes.
can also find this book
Yes.
on www.betteryourbusinessnow.com.
Amen.
$15 is not bad for a book that's going to help you. And if
right.
you need any more information, you can always contact me and I'll give it to
Absolutely.
you.
Absolutely.
I will give you this information, the website, and check it out. You can go on. He's on Facebook
He's on
too, y'all.
Facebook and
Facebook.
Go on Facebook at Darrell Pace.
That's right.
Amen.
Yes.
Thank you.
Amen.
And
Thank
Carmen, thank you so much.
Yes.
Girl, you did good. You just made her come on up
Yes,
here.
she
She did. Awesome. Give it up for Carmen. I just love y'all's spirit.
Thank
We're
you.
going to have
Thank
y'all
you.
back on our
Oh, yeah.
newlywed show.
Yes, please.
We're going to have
Please.
y'all back on our
We'll be
newlywed
more than happy to
show.
come. Thank you.
Okay, just a quick reminder. Next Monday, we're going to have Father Knows Best.
That's good.
That's our topic. You ought to drop by if you can.
Yes.
Father knows best. And what we're trying to do is not, we don't want you to think it's a deadbeat show. You know about the dead. We want to hear positive fathers.
Yes.
Like listening to
Yeah.
what Darrell was saying about being there for his daughter. I thought that was so awesome.
Hell yeah. Thank you.
That was
People
so
occur by-
awesome.
Amen.
You know, and I thought about that movie with the Daddy Girls. Y'all remember that movie,
Yeah,
Daddy's
yeah,
Girls?
Daddy's Girls.
But Father Knows Best, and we're going to have one, I guess I know it's Jerome John. Hey, Jerome. He's going to be there. My husband is going to be
Good,
good.
on here to talk about it. And then Kim.
Carlos Meekins and Keenan Williams.
Okay, and they're going to be on there. Like I told Darrell, you're welcome to come back and be a part of this Father Knows Best. So I would love for you to share that about your
good.
daughter.
That'd be good.
Because daughters need their daddy.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you can teach them what a man's supposed to be.
That's right.
And we might need to have a special talk show on daddies with their girls. That's something we can think
Daddy's
about.
girls.
That would be a good talk
Daddy's
show.
girls.
Daddy's girls. Cause we don't have
Yeah.
a lot of daddies that really spend time with their
their
girls.
daughters.
And then the girls take on any kind of man
Right.
because they see this here. So that's a good talk show. We're going to have to get y'all back on
That's
that for
good.
that.
Oh, yeah,
So
absolutely.
next week at same time, Facebook Live, YouTube, go and subscribe to YouTube and look at my Talk of Life talk show page. That Kimberly is really helping me with all this stuff.
That's
I'm
good.
not good with Instagram and all of this stuff.
That's
Linda
good.
and I are from the old school.
Amen.
But we learned this new school stuff. And she's older than me, but it but we love the Talk of Life talk show.
It's my birthday.
And then anyway, I have again the A+ phlebotomy school. My goddaughter Alicia White has a school that help you learn how to draw blood. It's the art of drawing blood. And she has that school, and she's looking for people to come. It's very reasonable. It's a 2-month thing, and you can get information from 817-948-0373. And then too, whatchamacallit landscapes. This is Linda's son, Derek Bracken. He says your yard will look so good you'll forget his name. Whatchamacallit landscape. And I mean, he really does a
like that.
great job.
I like
I mean, he mows that yard and people just be driving through there looking. One guy told my son, he did his son, he said, I didn't know a black man lived that a yard looked so good. Okay, so we want to, whatchamacallit landscape, y'all. Gary Bracken is the CEO, 682-400-9255. And the last one is my son's business,
Yes.
the Kirk Booth. The one and only the Kirk Booth.
The perfect addition to your next event. Book us now, the Kirk Booth. We bring the life to the party. From corporate events, to weddings, to birthdays, and much more, we've done it all. Packages include unlimited photo printing, unlimited text messaging, a USB drive with all photos, video recording, props, backdrops, and logo branding, as well as a friendly attendant on site to assist with rental. Call today and find us on Facebook or visit our website for more info.
And that's good because you can get your prints instantly. You can text them. You can email them.
Yes.
And you can look back on all these people that was at your people funeral.
Right.
Their homegoing
Right.
and stuff. So it's awesome. So look it up, www.thekirkbooth.com, or you can also just think about me, and I guarantee you I'll put you in his face, okay? And he's very reasonable. So think about the photo booth. In October, I know this far away, but October the 18th this year, we're having our second annual Evelyn F. Brown Memorial Building Fund banquet. And my sister got killed by a drunk driver 3 years ago. And we're doing this in honor of her. And it's going to fall on my birthday this year. So anyway, we're throwing it out now because it's a free event, it's a free banquet that we're giving. We just ask for you to donate to this and everything. And if you want a church that have fun and love to have fun and greet people, we invite you to the Church Within International Ministry. We're located at 1250 Mansfield Avenue. Sunday school start at 10 a.m., morning worship at 11:15. And we do start on time, so if you get there at 10:01, you're late. So if nothing else, we want to thank again Darrell Pace. Wow.
Thank you.
Mind your own business. Please check his book out. $15. www.betteryourbusinessnow.com. Thank you again,
Thank you
Darrell.
so
and
much.
Mom.
Thank
We
you.
love you, and we
Thank
hope
you.
to have you all back again. Good night. Stay tuned for next week's show. Father Knows Best. Love you.